what exactly would be your testimony of the year 2023? Amidst the toughness and the complaints you may be having, what made you soar higher? Right? The bad news here is that time would always move. But the good news is that as the time flies by and as it moves and ticks without looking back, you are actually the pilot here. Where would you be piloting this plane of your life to? What have you been using it for? And the little one you have left, what would you be using it for? So if you were 20 this year, voila, the year is over. Well, begin to think about how you will spend your 21st. If you were 50, begin to prepare about how you would be spending your 51st. Time waits for no man, man waits for time. And as much as possible, if we can learn to plan our time, it would go a long way in helping our future. It would also go a long way in ensuring that we insure ourselves. When I say ensuring, if you do not plan, the degree of safety that you may be having attached to who you are may not be there. As simple as planning to even pray and dedicate yourself and do some meditations is enough to keep you going. 95.1 Nigeria Info. What has time been to you? Do you just live, wake, sleep again? Wake, asleep, and it keeps going? Or do you have you had a proper plan as to what you should have achieved in January? It is not enough to go, writing resolutions and trying to adhere to them for the first few weeks, and all of a sudden they are gone. Once upon a time, I used to do that, and it never worked for me. So I'll write down New Year resolutions. I'm not going to do this, and I'll do this. I'll read a couple of books, and it did not work. Right? So it is not enough to make resolutions. For those of you who believe in making them, well, go ahead, make them, but ensure that you do not deceive yourself. Continue adhering and following through, and that is where your miracle would come through. If you have a plan and a target to make a move, and know that, well, the time you have at hand is the life you have lived. Is the time you have lived. That time you have spending in that office, spending in that relationship, spending in that business is your life you're living. How many years of your life are you going to spend? Would it be wastefully? Would it be impactful? Would it be usefully? Have you thought about it? Have you lived your life spending your whole year sleeping? There are people who just sleep. I beg, I don't need stress. Allow me to rest. And there are others who use that same time you are sleeping on to invent things, to bring solutions to the world, to impact people. What are you doing with your time? Well, I'll open up the phone lines and get your view.